Hello and welcome everyone. It's the JRPG Report episode 168. Congratulations, you've made it halfway through 2021. We're just beginning June, and that can mean only one thing, and that is that we're getting close to E3, just over a week away from all the happenings, the annual trade conference. But I guess again, last year we didn't really have it, and this year it's digital only and looks to be quite scaled back even from perhaps what we do. We'll go over later on in the podcast. What we do know, who's going to be there and what they're going to be showing off. But I want to talk first, and this wasn't like a huge week. I didn't anticipate it would be as we get closer to E3. Maybe there's some surprise things coming, but we kind of ended the last podcast talking about Relayer, and we got some new information about it, as well as the first trailers and look in action at this one. This, if you recall, is the, quote, New Age Space Opera, in quote, strategy RPG from Katakawa Games. They are the same development team behind God Wars series. So they had said it's coming this year, and they're going to stick with it. An ambitious goal for any game to kind of be announced and released in the same year. And they're going to even a step further. They're saying this one's going to come out simultaneously in North America, Europe, Japan, and Asia in 2021. Distributor Clouded Leopard Entertainment announced it will support English and Japanese voiceovers. I was literally about to say, I wonder if it's going to have English voiceovers with that short time frame, but they're going for it. They will have English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, Japanese, traditional Chinese, and Korean subtitle options. If you recall, Clouded Leopard Entertainment is the group that puts the Legend of Heroes titles in the Asian markets. So they know what they're doing, and I think they're up for the task. Here is the overview of the game, in case you're wondering, oh, what is this? They say humanity is not alone in the universe. In the year 2049, mankind finally meets intelligent life, the Relayers. Around the same time, the discovery of an ancient alien civilization sets the wheels of fate in motion for the Star Children. Those are humans bestowed with unique powers. Then, 2 years later, our story begins one fateful day when two young women cross paths with Armatus, cross paths in Artemis, a colony located on the surface of the moon. Get ready for an intergalactic adventure where humans and ancient aliens meet and our stellar neighbors come to life. Relayer takes place in the Milky Way galaxy. In the not-too-distant future, humanity has extended their sphere of influence to Jupiter, with the Moon and Mars already established as colonies. Humanity's very existence is threatened by mysterious extraterrestrials known as the Relayers, who plan to annihilate the universe. As if in response to the Relayers' invasion, the Star Children, humanity's successors to the wheels of the stars, awaken. Either I've got your attention or I don't by now. Being kind of a sci-fi buff myself, I'm really looking forward to this. Now, this is a strategy simulation turn-based type game. I'm not usually too proficient at those, so we'll have to wait and see. They say you can lead your troops to victory using strategy and 4 different types of spacecraft. Players participate in turn-based battles where each different unit has its own specific role in combat. There are 4 types of stellar gear or spacecraft. You can be assault, sniper, tank, or scout. Each type's enemy attack range and weaponry vary, so players will be required to position themselves according to the unique battle situation. Players can also employ various combat strategies, such as using hate to draw the enemy's attention, allowing certain allies to act as decoys, and calling out upon enemies to push the enemy back. This is the first new simulation RPG for the PlayStation 5 from highly acclaimed God Wars development team. You can overcome challenges by customizing your character's occupation. Each character can be assigned one of 20 unique job types and over 20 general purpose jobs in-game. Jobs distinguish your characters as individual and can give you an advantage in battle. There are over 80 jobs to choose from, and each one is unique. And lastly, they are saying this is an interstellar adventure with more than 80 stages. In addition to the main scenario, Relayer contains 80 plus stages, including the side story, the Astronym's Voyage, which is unlocked as the story progresses. Enjoy the episodes that delve into characters' backgrounds, solve the mystery of the birth of the moon, a science fiction fan favorite, and experience the world of Relayer to the fullest. This, like I said, is aiming for a worldwide release sometime in 2021. We're halfway through, so it's going to have to be sometime fairly soon. There were 2 trailers that came out for this. First was kind of the announcement trailer, and then there was a Star Child version of it that came out a little bit later. Not a whole lot of differences in between, but if you are curious as to what this one is going to look like, head over to our YouTube channel, JRPG Report, and you can see exactly what you heard what it's about, so you can see what it's about as well. This one is coming to PlayStation 4 and PS5 sometime this year. We got some Tales of Arise news to go over leading up to its September release. As I kind of figured we'd be seeing a little bit more of it here and there, the slow trickle. I still anticipate we're going to see something at E3, perhaps to introduce the rest of the main party. First off, they released a new trailer which shows off the mystic arts for the 4 characters that are known so far: Alphon, Xion, Renwell, and Law. Very cool looking. They're very... what's the word for it? They're not too over the top. I think sometimes we get to this like level of absurdity, and this one kind of keeps it a little on the shorter side. It did not have the the anime picture of the character and then go into the mystic art as some of the Tales games have done over the years. That's kind of okay in my book. They are making changes with this one. And additionally, they talked about a new support character and some of the benefits as opposed from going from, say, current gen to next gen, even though it's already next gen. Anyway, the support character that they talked about is a man who oversees the Crimson Crow. His name is Zypher, I guess is how we're going to pronounce it. He works as a resistance group in Caligula, with the ability to calmly overlook the situation and guide his members. His excellent skills in combat, he has a great trust of his subordinates. He works with Alphon and Xion to defeat Balseth, the ruler of Caligula. He was that big giant dude with the axe that we talked about before. In battle, he participates as a support member, overwhelming Renan soldiers and monsters with powerful blows that make use of his strong body. So it does sound like, maybe this is a point in the game where you don't have 4 characters, and he adds to kind of round out the group. You may have all 4, and he's just there as an extra person. Either way would be pretty cool. Here are some of the benefits on the PlayStation 5. They say shorter load times when breaking into battle. Priority modes. So there's going to be the 2 options, kind of like we're seeing with FF7 Remake here in a few days. You can either do performance mode, which prioritizes frame rate, 60 frames per second, or graphics mode, which goes more for the 4K resolution. As I said before, what a perfect world if we could have both. But, you pick what you want to do. DualSense wireless control, haptic feedback support, and game help support. The Xbox Series will do the same 2 things on the priority modes. You can choose which one, and it does have shorter load times when breaking into battle, but obviously does not have the DualSense wireless support. That's for Sony, and no game help, whatever that means. This Tales of Arise, that hype train is gaining some steam as it makes its way towards PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC via Steam on September 10th. worldwide. Japan gets it a day earlier, as they should. You can check out that. Not only you can see the new Mystic Arts trailer on our YouTube channel, but I put together the new screenshots that were released for it. I can't recall exactly how many. I want to say like 20 or 25. It wasn't a ton of them, but of course it does show that new support character, as well as just some more fun images of this game, man. Just on a side note, I've still yet to hit the PS5 lottery. It doesn't seem like I'm going to get one. Even if I want it today, it might not be here in time for Integrate, which, I mean, what are you going to do? I've got the money in the bank. I can go and buy one, but I can't buy one. We're all dealing with the same problems. I'm thinking maybe just let it die down for just a little bit. And my new goal in life, as it doesn't appear I'm going to get for Integrate, I kind of doubt I'm going to get it for Ratchet. I got to have it by September. I really, although I can play this on PlayStation 4, I really want to play this on PlayStation 5. I think what better experience would a brand new Tales experience on my shiny new system really give because my wife loves to watch Tales as well. So that kind of would make it a little easier to justify the new purchase, but we shall see. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. The Legend of Heroes Kuro no Kiseki revealed 4 returning sub-characters and a little tidbit of gameplay along for its very eager fans for some information. You can check out that gameplay snippets. It was from their little live stream event that they put on, and I clipped out some new gameplay elements from it and put it on our YouTube channel. Looks very, very good. So here are 4 characters that longtime Trails fans will know and get to see. So first off, if you played Trails in the Sky the Third, you will know Jack and Haley. And they are making a return appearance. Don't know in what capacity that they are showing back up, but the screenshots did confirm these returning characters. From Zero no Kiseki, Cal, how do you say his name? Cal, the kind of shady bad guy. You also know him from Trails of Cold Steel 4. And if you played Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky series, in particular first chapter, you will recognize Kilika from the Bracer Guild. She will make an appearance in this game as well. So we kind of were wondering what were going to be some of the connections to it, and they are at least so far showing these sub-characters, I guess is a pretty good word for it. We'll get a lot more of that, but if you're interested, head over to our YouTube channel to check out, oh, thanks, the cat making an appearance in this one. So we'll get her out of here. All right, Cat has been let inside. She's very vocal about these things, and you never know what's going to pop up here on the old podcast. But I got to keep you on your toes, right? So yeah, Legend of Heroes Kuro no Kiseki. During this live stream, it was announced that Clouded Leopard Entertainment will release the game for PlayStation 4 in Asia with Japanese voiceovers and traditional Chinese and Korean language options this winter. So I've said all along, I feel like this was a PlayStation 5 game. I was wrong. It is PS4. It will obviously be able to be played and enhanced on PS5. Coming out this winter in Japan. So by that timeline, I really think we'd be lucky to get it next year. That's kind of sad, but that's just the way that it is. Here is the official English overview of the game. That quote, they say, "At Azure Sky's end, a flash of light will lead you to the land of dawn. The second half of the Trail series has officially begun." 10 games, first half. Let's start the second half of it now. How crazy is that? They say, "Onward to the Republic of Calvard. The sprawling Republic of Calvard is experiencing an unprecedented economic boom brought on by post-war reparations." I had some people asking me, how long, what is this in the timeline? This is post-war, so it indeed is after the events of Cold Steel 4. At the same time, feelings of uncertainty stemming from a massive influx of immigrants and bold political reform by the new president are rife. Deep within its capital city, a young Spriggan man receives a strange request that threatens to plunge the entire nation into chaos. The active time battle command used in previous installments of the Trail series has been completely revamped. This system swiftly and seamlessly transitions from field battles to command-based turn battles. In combination with the 6th generation tactical ornament, Xvillia, or Xva, whatever, it offers a revolutionary combat experience unique to the Trails series. The topic system allows players to gain an advantage by using conversation topics, obtained by interacting with other characters throughout the city, as bargaining chips. The game also features various original elements from the Trails series, including the alignment system, which allows players to change their characters' 3 unique attributes, Law, Gray, and Chaos, according to their playstyle, influencing his or her status, the forces he or she fights with or against, and even how the plot unfolds. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, that's what we know so far. We mentioned that it was coming to Asia in the winter. Of course, this one is coming out on September 30th in Japan. Oh man, exciting. Like I said, I hate that I'm so hype for this game and completely ignoring Hajimari no Kiseki. But that's kind of the reality of the world that we live in, isn't it? That we still don't have an English localization for Hajimari from NS America. Don't know when it's coming. Don't know that's even been worked on. I know as much about this game, Kuro no Kiseki, as I do Hajimari. And especially with some of the improvements to this system, it got to the point, and if you've been playing Trails games for a while, you might feel me on this one. Cold Steel 4 wrapped it up. By the time I was done with it, I was done with it. I didn't want to rush back into a replay, and it's leading me to not be as excited for Hajimari. Now, granted, you finally get to play with all the characters that you've been playing with for all these games. That part's cool. It does sound like it's on the shorter side of the gameplay spectrum, maybe more like the Trails in the Sky series as opposed to Cold Steel in terms of time frame. But a new story in a new country with new characters is much more appealing to me. I'm still going to get Hajimari Day 1 and love it, but this one has the hype to go along with it. Looks amazing, and cannot wait. Of course, as soon as I get more information, I will pass it alongside to you eager fans. If you've not done so already, don't forget to give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, JRPG Report, and give us a subscription over on our YouTube channel. You can, by following those 3 sources, you'll pretty much know everything that we talk about here on the podcast. That'll keep you up to each and every day, and then you can listen to us on the go to get a recap of everything that goes on in the world. A teaser website popped up saying for an account called Monarch. They're calling this a new school RPG from former Megami Tensei and Shin Megami Tensei developers. This is going to be talked about in the June 10th issue of Weekly Famitsu. The website features a number of games, most of which are illegible. The only 4 that can be made out, I don't know if it even makes any sense or not, but names of developers. They're all previous staff, and that's where they get from former Shin Megami Tensei developers. That's all we know. We're going to know a lot more next week about what exactly this is and a new school RPG. So that, not an old school RPG. It's going to be new school. That's something to look forward to. We'll find that out on June 10th. Let's talk a little bit about E3 and what we do know. Here's the what was the list? Okay, yeah. So it's going to start on Saturday, June the 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern time. It will kick off with press conferences from Ubisoft and Gearbox Entertainment, as well as a session from GamesBeat. The next day on Sunday starts bright and early, 8:45 a.m. Pacific or 11:45 a.m. Eastern time. Microsoft will do their presentation at 10 and 1 p.m. Pacific and Eastern time, and Bethesda Games Showcase will start at that time. Fans can look forward to Square Enix's presentation that day, the PC Gaming Show, and the Future Games Show. This quickly while I've got that pulled up. Here's what's going to be in the Square Enix one. They are calling this Square Enix Presents Summer 2021 on June the 13th at 12:15 Pacific. It's 3:15 Eastern Standard Time. You can watch this on YouTube and Twitch. They say it's a 40-minute long showcase featuring, quote, exciting news from across the globe, end quote, including a world premiere of a new game from Eidos Montreal. Could be a new Tomb Raider game. Exciting update on Babylon's Fall. Because this game will never go away. Marvel's Avengers expansion Black Panther, The War for Wakanda, and updates on upcoming in-game events, and a deep dive on Life is Strange True Colors and the first look at Life is Strange Remastered Collection. According to a Square Enix post blog, the lineup is, quote, mostly under wraps for now, end quote, and the list above is, quote, tantalizingly vague, end quote. 40 minutes long. Does that seem like that's long enough for those couple things? Could be. Notably absent is any Final Fantasy news. I gotta believe that's going to be there somewheres along the way. Possibly could be outside of that presentation. I don't know. So I don't get into rumors a whole lot, but the rumor going on right now is that Team Ninja is developing something of a Final Fantasy Origins action RPG game based on Final Fantasy 1. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know how true that rumor is. We will find out at E3. If it's true, I don't know if I care or not. It's just not something that I would personally be into. I'm all for remaking something like Final Fantasy, but we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, with Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate coming out a few days before that, it would be the perfect time to tease anything that they have as far as Remake Part 2 and or Final Fantasy 16 and or the newly announced Dragon Quest titles. All those are absent from this list, and we'll have to wait and see. But that's what we do know. Getting back to the 13th is Warner Brother Games and Back for Blood and 24 Entertainment will also be featured. Monday, June 14th, alongside press conferences from several indie developers, presentations from Take-Two Interactive. Well, I'm sure they'll be showing Grand Theft Auto 5 because that's only been the past 10 years. Mythical Games, Freedom Games, Razer, and Capcom will take place throughout the day. Verizon and Television will also be featured, along with a session from Vin. I have no idea what Verizon and Television are doing. Now, the last day, we will get Bandai Namco, something called Yakuza Games. Don't know that one. And GameSpot will have focused events, and the broadcast will end with the awards show. Let's go over the master list and see if there's anything that I missed that would... sorry, I should have probably looked at this. No, nothing that really pops out to me that could be JRPG related. E3 goes both ways. It really sometimes doesn't show a whole lot of JRPG stuff. There's some surprise announcements for sure, but this may not be the year for that. Now, I do have some hope at the end of it will be the Nintendo Direct, June 15th at 9 a.m. Pacific or 12 noon Eastern Time, followed by the Nintendo Treehouse Live E3 2021. You can watch this on Nintendo.com. The direct will feature roughly 40 minutes of information focused exclusively on Switch games releasing in 2021. The live event will feature around 3 hours of deep dives on gameplay from a handful of Switch titles. So if coming out this year, that means obviously we're going to see some Mario Golf information, which, on a side note, we were walking past GameStop the other day, and my little girl saw the poster for the new Mario Golf game, and she got really excited about it, which, as a Mario Golf fan myself, that got me excited. So we got that to look forward to before too long. JRPG related. If it's focusing on 2021, does that mean we might see something Shin Megami Tensei 5? I don't know, because I don't know that's coming out this year. We certainly need to see something about that title. Maybe it's some other ones that we don't know about just yet, or don't know are coming out this year. Now, they've said this before, that's focusing on stuff coming out this year, and then they show stuff that's not, that's outside that window. So maybe there are some surprises coming. I kind of really hope so, because E3 needs to be about surprises. That's kind of the way it's always been. Like, what's there to look forward to in a couple of years? This isn't necessarily the place to show games that you've been showing for a long time, although that's still there. It needs to be, okay, let's dream a little bit down the road. So maybe they embrace that, and we get to see some things that we're really looking forward to here in the not too distant future. Some more information and a concept story trailer came out for the Wicked King and Noble Hero game. This is coming out for PlayStation 4 and Switch very soon, June 24th. In Japan, still no word on a Western release or not. It's from the fine folks over at NIS. You can check out the trailer on our YouTube channel. Of course, looking super cute as always, but still no clue what's going on as far as the trailers goes. There's a ton of information that you can check out on Gametsu. Just type in Wicked King and Noble Hero, and there's tons of articles that you can check out and see exactly what's going on. The newest screenshots and information were for the character Nathan, who is a lizard-type creature who sits in a chair. That's oh, here it is, a lizard who loves eating gourmet food. Of course, he is big-hearted and has a sunny personality. That's fun. Then there is Quest, a fierce-looking gatekeeper wolf. Although confident in his physical strength, he is somewhat lacking when it comes to mind power. That's these characters. I mean, like I said, this is all storybook looking, and I just think it looks adorable. My daughter caught me watching the trailer the other day and was just mesmerized by it, which is, this could be one of those bridge the gap type games, as I talked about before, that you can, fire it up, assuming that it comes to the West, with your young one, and maybe get them into some turn-based RPG goodness. Another game you don't have to wait very long for is Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. It will launch worldwide on June 9th, Sega announced. In North America, it will be available for Xbox One and PC. In Japan, it's available for PlayStation 4, PC, and the cloud on Switch and PC. So that one's coming. Still never coming to PlayStation 4 in the West, because why would it? I don't understand games that come out on a system in Japan and don't make it out in the West. I guess money is always involved. Don't have to wait long for this one either. Empire of Angels 4 will launch for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on June the 23rd. And the next day on Switch, June the 24th, it'll be $20. Publisher East Asia Soft and developer Software Entertainment announced. There are some physical editions that were going to be sold by Play Asia. Link on that if you follow on our social media channels. You can get the link for that. This one, this is an old series, as we mentioned before. It came out, first one back in 1993. But it's making its way to consoles. This has already been available on PC for about 5 years. But coming to consoles, you can check out the opening movie for this game on our YouTube channel, along with the release date announcement, or at least the console release date announcement. And for $20, maybe it's something that you will want to give a look at. To celebrate its 1 millionth games sold in the series. Atelier Ryza released the White Lily of Summer costume for Ryza 1 and the High Summer formal costume for Ryza 2. Those are available now for free. You can download them for both games, and the costumes can be changed by selecting Changing Room from the diary found on either the desk in Ryza's room or the desk in her atelier. If you've not had a chance to check out these games, of course, play them in order. You could play them out of order if you really wanted to, but it kind of defeats the purpose of a sequel. But yeah, that's I'm always a big fan when developers reward sales milestones with free DLC. Why not? Give the player something to maybe want to dive back into the game and check it out. A much higher number has been reached by Monster Hunter Rise. It has now topped 7 million units worldwide. An awesome number. Keep in mind, this has not even come out for PC yet, which won't come out until early 2022. Yeah, they've been selling these games like crazy. So just a new milestone released just 2 months after its release. Very, very impressive. To keep this in comparison, Monster Hunter World launched for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It's also past that mark at 7.5 million shipments total, but that's been out for over 3 years now. So just speaks to the Monster Hunter fandom. They are very, very popular games. If you're curious about Neo, The World Ends With You, there are a multitude of websites who have put out the first, that first look gameplay options. You can go to 4gamer.net, Dengeki Online, Famitsu, The Gamer, JP, Game Watch. Those are all Japanese. Or you can do IGN, RPG Fan, or RPG Site here in the West. I think it's about 2 hours that these outlets were given access to, or maybe I know that's what was from RPG Site because I follow them on Twitter. That's what they were given. So if you are curious about it, you can check out and get their initial impressions of the game. It is due out for PlayStation 4 and Switch on July 27th worldwide, followed by a PC release on Epic Games later this summer. This seems a bit early for a hands-on preview. Typically, you see it a couple weeks before release, but this is almost 2 months before. They're really trying to get the word out on this one. You can check out the HoloLive characters that are coming to Disgaea 6: Defiance of Destiny. There are five of them. They're going to be free as DLC when the game launches on Switch on June the 29th. There's been a couple different HoloLive ones that have come out in Japan, I believe, but this one has been confirmed for the West, and again, will be free at launch. If you're curious which ones they are, you can check out the trailer on our YouTube channel. Another trailer you can check out over there is Wizardry, the 5 Ordeals. They had a Steam trailer for it, as it is. This one came out a while ago. This is early access. Will start in June. All the features of the original 2006 version, along with official scenarios implemented playable up until the ending. There will be some adjustments made as well. That's why it's going into early access. But yeah, PC getting a version of Wizardry, the 5 Ordeals. Sometime going to early access and hopefully getting some bugs were worked out. They say this is the best spinoff of Wizardry, beloved for 15 years in Japan, and now finally coming to Steam. So if you're curious what this one is looking like, you can check out the Steam trailer on our YouTube channel. Last thing I want to talk about is Final Fantasy and Remake, but more of what's going to go on when it comes out. You can now, I guess before it comes out, you can go ahead and upload your saved data to PS5. So the first time you do load that up in there, you'll get a warning, and there's a new option on there to upload saved data. This will enable you to then load it on a PS5, and you can transfer it that way. Once it's done, you'll get a note saying that it worked, and you can pick up where you left off on June the 10th. So that's kind of cool. You can go ahead and take care of that before it's released. Also, they were saying that the three, I guess they were DLC packs back when the game first came out last April, they're going to be available on launch as well for the Chocobo Chick, Cactar, and Carbuncle ones that I forget exactly how they were. Various outlets, maybe you got like one through Best Buy, and one might have been the Butterfinger. I can't remember. There was so much DLC going on with that, but yeah, it's kind of nice that they're throwing those out there for free for everybody to get this time. They were super, especially the Chocobo Chick. He was so cute, or she. I'm not sure what it was, but Cactar, obviously infamous throughout the Final Fantasy series, and I believe Carbuncle was first in Final Fantasy VIII. First time that I really remember it being shown up, but yeah, all making their triumphant return to Intergrade. Still kind of salty that I can't get a PS5 to play this one again, but it'll happen one day. Yuffie, you'll have to wait for me until I can do that. That'll end this podcast on a bit of a sad note. My PlayStation 5 woes. Who knows? There was even a Best Buy drop this morning that unless you're on there in like the first 5 seconds, you're not going to be able to get in there. So maybe I'll get lucky and get one before, but we'll have to wait and see. That's going to do it for episode 168. We'll have a normal podcast next week. Pre-E3, we'll wrap up anything that there is to talk about, any updates as far as people that are going to be there. In 2 weeks from today, E3 will wrap up on Tuesday. So we'll take a day of Wednesday to get everything together. A new podcast all about everything that we saw at E3. If it's a little short on JRPG news, maybe we'll do a bonus what else I was excited about version at the end of the show. If you love what you hear and would love to support the podcast, I'd love to accept your support. Either you can do it through Patreon, JRPG Report. There's a link directly through Anchor, who produces these podcasts for us. So you can do it that way. Or just do it the old PayPal way, James Fisher Productions @gmail.com. Links are in the episode description if you would love to do that. I would give you a great big thank you, as I do all of our sponsors here on the podcast. You guys are amazing and get me fired up each and every week to bring you the news of the week. That'll do it for episode 168. We'll catch you guys again back here next week. My name is James Fisher. And until next time, get back out there and level up.